What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick. As always, you can call me Tetro Ninja, and I welcome you to some early gameplay from a game called Edge of Nowhere. This is a VR exclusive game that will only be found on the Oculus store when it releases, and it's currently being developed by the people at Insomniac Games, the people that brought you Ratchet & Clank, Sunset Overdrive, as well as my favorite, my personal favorite, Resistance Fall of Man, which is a fantastic series. If you've never checked it out, I do highly recommend it. And I always like to have full disclosure on my channel, so I'm letting you guys know that I am not getting paid to make this video, any sort of money or compensation. So what the Insomniac Games, they reached out to me and they said, we have a couple games that are going to be on VR. Would you be interested to coming by our studio in Burbank, California? We'll fly you down, cover one night's worth of hotel. You'll be able to capture some stuff and post your thoughts of what you saw to your channel. And I said, that sounds cool, let's do it. And here we are today. And what you're going to be seeing is I'm gonna have direct capture feed of the game, and I'm going to have a VR headset face cam in the lower right hand corner of the video. I captured that on my laptop, and then it's gonna be basically my kind of live reactions. I don't commentate it as much as I normally want to in my videos, mainly because we were in a very noisy room with a lot of other people. So I tried to edit down as much of the noise as I possibly could. And yeah, I'll be talking to you guys throughout the video, giving you guys some general thoughts and impressions as well, mixed in with my live reactions. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the video, and let's get right to it.
It is growing harder to separate the real from the imagined. Ava seems so real, I could almost touch her. I fear this may be due to a concussion suffered from the crash, yet I can't seem to shake the horrors I've witnessed. The threat of those creatures was no illusion. Is it possible? Have I misjudged Captain Edwards? His theories about a missing ancient species was enough to drive away most of his colleagues, but his claim that these creatures were actually still alive, well, that destroyed every ounce of his credibility. He was hugely influential to Ava and I. We did see validity in his research, but even we couldn't get on board with the theory. Now I'm convinced Edwards was right all along.
Hello? Daniels? Is anyone there? This is an emergency. Please, someone.
Victor!
Oh my God. Ava? Is that you?
This is impossible. How are you here?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
I flew out here once the expedition left. I couldn't let Edwards have this.
Well, he can keep it. We need to leave.
Not yet. We're so close. There's something at the center of this place. Help me find it. Please.
I don't know.
We should be the ones who make this discovery, Victor.
I'll meet you there. Just be on guard, will you?
Always. We're about 4 kilometers north of the camp. I'll wait for you.
So as you can probably tell by the muscular man in the background flexing his biceps, we weren't in a really private area, which is the most cases with these press events. You're in a gigantic room with a whole bunch of people. So I wasn't able to do my normal Let's Play commentary that I like to do while I'm at home. So all the reactions that I give you guys is basically just instinctive. And there were a couple reasons why I wanted to visit Insomniac Games. The first being it's always been growing up a dream of mine to visit as many video game studios as I possibly can of franchises that I love. And the second is I've been a huge skeptic of VR ever since I heard about it. And I found this was a good opportunity to see where it has evolved to. And there's a journal right here that we'll listen to.
Journal of Ava Thorne, December 12, 1932, 10:02 a.m. My rear rudder iced over on descent. Landed off course near a strange settlement of sorts. Much to his displeasure, I'm sure, I still managed to rendezvous with Edwards and his team. or what's left of it. Team members were killed, apparently attacked by some creatures. No one's talking about them. Something's just a little bizarre with the whole team.
I bet Edwards wasn't happy to see her show up.
Oh, shit. Alright, so this entire scene is very Tomb Raider-esque. If you played any of the Tomb Raiders of the reboots, you'll probably recognize these ice-picking scenes. And it functions the exact same way. As you can probably tell, I'm looking up and down, kind of just taking a glance of the environment.
Better to keep looking up.
You can't tell me how to live my life.
That was a close one.
Alright, so just getting back on the topic of my VR experience and my history with the VR. So like I was saying earlier, I have been probably one of the biggest skeptics of VR ever since the technology has been announced. And I've got to try a bunch of kits along the way, the different iterations as they have been upgraded, basically for 3 years now. And up until this point, when I tried this game, I didn't get it. First off, let's just put this out there. VR games will never, at this point with the current technology, VR games will never look as good as quote-unquote traditional games on the market just because of what they require. Everything has to run at least 1080p, 60 frames per second per eye, which is very intensive. We'll get to this jump scene here really quickly first before I continue my train of thought, or I will forget everything I'm talking about. But anyways,
Jesus, they're above me too.
go around. Yeah, going around is a good idea, especially when you're playing a game where there's shit on the ceiling that's trying to eat your face. What you'll see little bit later is that you have to knock them down with a rock, and then you can constantly pick up rocks, and
I can knock them down.
it's kind of like Far Cry. And then you'll see some eagle vision where I highlight all the enemies as well. So when I was back on the issues of graphics, VR games so far can't be that graphically intensive just because of what they require. 1080p, at least 60 frames per second in each lens or each eye. The PCs that we're playing on were pretty high end. They were all i7s and they all had GTX 980s. So if you're a PC buff, you'll know that that's a pretty high end gaming PC. Makes me really think how PlayStation VR is going to work as well, because obviously a PlayStation 4 isn't nearly as powerful as a high-end PC, and I still don't even think the PlayStation 4K would be that much of an upgrade either. So yeah, it's just the way it is right now. VR games will not look nearly as good as a traditional regular game, and that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Technology will constantly evolve. And that's also, I think, another reason why I've been skeptical of VR, because I don't really want to shell out like $600 for a headset for it to be kind of reiterated and improved like the next year, because that's very expensive. But anyways, so what also took me off about this game is that it's played in the third-person view mode. And traditionally, VR games the whole point of VR is to try to immerse the person as much as possible in the game as well as the environment. And the perspective that is easiest to do so is first-person view mode. But then I thought about it after a bit. Dead Space, the franchise of Dead Space, the entire game was played in the third-person view mode. And no one can accuse the Dead Space game of lacking in environment and atmosphere. So I thought, you know what, I think this could still work. And as I played this game, it definitely it had its moments. It definitely worked. But I think one major obstacle that VR has to overcome is that it's really an experience you can't describe or write down or relate to someone just verbally. It's something that the person has to actually, you have to put on a kit on your head, find a station, or go to an event that has a VR game running and experience it for yourself. And wait a second here. Holy shit!
Oh, God. They can't see me. Must be completely blind.
I see you, son of a bitch. Oh, fuck! God. God is right. So, there's a couple things I want to wrap up before I leave you guys to watch the rest of this video, and a couple questions that I think some of you would want answers to. So the first is, did I enjoy this game? Did I enjoy playing Edge of Nowhere? And I'm actually going to say yeah. And this is probably one of the better VR experiences that I have had thus far, and I've played on a ton of kits up until this point. And even though it was kind of weird, the fact that it wasn't third person, it still worked. So there's nothing out there that says that a game in VR has to be in first person, and I think this game proves it. And the second thing is, has this game changed my opinion of VR and its place in the video game industry? And I think my answer is, at this point, I don't know, to be honest with you. Even though this half-hour demo that I played, I had fun playing it, I don't know how well it's going to transfer over to like a longer video game experience, because when I play games, I usually play them in like 2-hour spurts, especially when I'm making videos for you guys. And I'm not 100% sure if I would want to play a game. Oh my god. If I would want to play a video game in VR for that long. And I'm a graphics snob, I admit it. I like my games to look good. And as we already have established earlier in the video, games on VR just, they can't at this point with technology look as good as a traditional game. So yeah, it's one of those graphics versus gameplay debates that will never be answered, and I don't think will be answered till the end of time.
That's not a whale skeleton. But what else could it be?
I don't know what it could be. But anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Let me know in the comment box what you guys thought of the game, how it looks, as well as your impressions of VR. And I will be back very soon with some other games that I got to enjoy during my time at Insomniac Studios. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys next time.
December 12th, 1932, 6 p.m. A dissection has revealed these creatures' cellular biology to be unlike anything in medical literature. Hernan is the only one on the crew who shares excitement at this momentous discovery. Don't they realize we're writing the pages of history?
What the hell are these things?
Always double time. Freedom!
Way out of here.
Check behind.
December 1932. I just found a way to connect our radios together as an array to boost our signal. But does anyone care? No. Just because Cinders had to go and rip his eyes out. Not one peep of gratitude or acknowledgement of the impossible act I just pulled off with mere wires and intuition. Don't even know why I let Edwards drive me on another ghost hunt. I'm not the only one having second thoughts either. We're getting to that point where something's gotta give.
What would possibly drive someone to do this?
Oh my god. Oh! Fuck!
This place is out to get me.
Oh god, no. Why are we doing this?
That's a hell of a chandelier. Ava, are you there?
Yes, Victor. Where are you?
I think I'm getting closer to the center. What has been constructed here? It's incredible.
I know. Everything we'd hoped for. Keep heading.
Ava? Ava? What was that? Ava? Hello? Are you there? Damn it! What happened? Not sure how this thing sees, but I'm not gonna cross his path.
For science. Oh shit. Oh no! Get down!
Looks like its back is diseased or wounded or something.
God damn it. Oh, man.
Looks like their back is mostly soft tissue. That's the place to strike.
Oh my god, what am I doing? I know where Oh, extended further. Oh my god. Look up. God, look up. Uh-oh. I'm all dead.
What? Miskatonic University. Keep it together, Victor.
Mankind has always had an instinctual need to explore, but we were not the first such beings on this planet. We were specimens before we were ever explorers ourselves.
With respect, Professor, the scientific community seems to disagree. If it's true, why not show evidence?
And overshadow your work? I wouldn't dream of it, Mr. Howard.
Victor has a point. Revealing evidence to the public would help gain funding for further research.
What I reveal, and when I reveal it, shall be done on my own terms, Miss Thorne. Class dismissed.
in.
Afraid he might get a new favorite if he catches us.
Look, just keep your voice down.
What is all of this?
Oh, it's nothing, you know how eccentric Edwards can be.
What about that?
Don't do that. Oh my
Fascinating.
god.
What?
A lot of traffic.